So, good morning, everyone. This is David Gerald, President and CEO of SIAS. This morning, we are privileged to have Mr. Phong, the CEO of SIA, who has taken his valuable time to be with us to answer your concerns arising from the rights issue and other related issues. Good morning, Mr. Go. Thank you very much for taking time to discuss the SIA rights issue and other related issues. As you know, whilst the shareholders at the AGM have passed the resolutions for the rights issue, there are some retail shareholders and who still have several questions that seems to be worrying them, and they would like you to address them. So today's call, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we can't meet face to face, but thank you for agreeing to take the telephone call to answer questions to help shareholders, especially the retail shareholders, to understand the rationale for the large cash call, and ultimately how would this affect shareholders and secure the future of SIA, which is seen as the leader in the aviation industry and the flag carrier for Singapore. Yeah, all right. Now, let's begin with the first question. Could you explain, for the benefit, of especially the small shareholders of SIA, the retail shareholders, why do you have to have both the rights issue as well as the MCB?
So thanks for the opportunity to be having this conversation. Yeah, I would like to first say that I wish you well in this COVID situation. I wish all the SIAS members to be all in good health and keeping safe.
Thank you.
Yes, and I'd like to say that we are very grateful for our retail shareholder support, from their votes at the EGM to the comments that we have received. We treat shareholders equally. Our retail shareholders will be able to participate and benefit from the rights shares and rights MCB on the same term as institutional shareholders. The capital raised from both the rights shares and the rights MCBs will be classified as equity, which means that they are shareholders' funds. This will strengthen our balance sheet for the future rather than burden it with high level of debt. And if we have high level of debt, it will restrict our ability to raise further financing in the future. We have broken the rights issue into two parts, as we were concerned with dilution. Right. In fact, the MCBs may not be dilutive to shareholders at all if they are fully redeemed before the year 10. We could use our operating cash flows or lower cash debt to partly or fully redeem the MCBs, if that makes economic sense for the company in the years ahead. Given the step up in the redemption yield, the MCBs could be beneficial to those who hold it. Taken together, the rights issue and the rights MCB would allow us to meet our immediate liquidity requirements as we get through the COVID-19 crisis and provide us with the financial flexibility to capture medium to long-term growth beyond the situation.
Right. So, Mr. Go, how long do you think the funds raised will last? Because they're wondering whether you are raising about 15 billion Singapore dollars. They're wondering whether how long it will last, and what if the outlook does not improve after, say, 12 months? The pandemic continues, and you're still affected by, poor passenger support. Like the national reserves, also, will you consider embarking on, say, beefing up your reserves to face the next challenge?
Thanks, David. We evaluated our liquidity and operational requirements for the financial year, of course. We used that to determine the 8.8 billion that is to be raised from the rights issue. Up to 6.2 billion of additional MCBs may be issued within a 15-month period after the EGM, as you know. And this will provide us with additional liquidity if the crisis extends for a prolonged period. It will allow us to be in a position of strength and be able to capture growth as soon as the situation improves. In terms of beefing out our finances, we have been working with banks for additional facilities. We will also continue to explore other sources of funding, including secured financing and sales and leaseback of aircraft. I believe you are familiar with those other financing means. Yeah. In addition, we have not let up on a wide range of cost-cutting measures. We were decisive, for example, in implementing wage cuts, varying no-pay leave schemes, deferral of non-essential projects and capital expenditure, and these measures will continue for the foreseeable future. We're also talking to aircraft manufacturers, Boeing, Airbus, to restructure our aircraft deliveries. We have also cut capacities, as you know, by 96% up until end June. This has reduced substantially our variable operating costs.
So one worry is whether you will keep the current staff, or will there be any cut to the current employee list?
I think we've mentioned before, employees are very important for us. We value their talent, we value their commitment, and they are absolutely crucial when the recovery comes.
Thank you. So let's talk about your long-term views on the outlook in the aviation sector. What are your views, Mr. Goh? What are SIA's strategies and plans post-COVID-19? How is SIA's positioned to take advantage of the eventual recovery and increase in its market share?
Yeah, COVID-19 is the greatest challenge ever faced by the aviation industry, as you are aware. We have never seen such a sudden and steep drop in air travel. Today, there is no clarity on when the pandemic will abate and when the border controls will ease. Yet, the aviation sector has seen many challenges in the past and has successfully overcome them. The situation was really bleak, for example, when we faced 9/11, you may recall, SARS, the global financial crisis, but we bounced back stronger each time. COVID-19, of course, is worse than all of that, but we also believe that the industry is resilient enough to eventually come through as the longer-term drivers remain intact and relevant. We believe that people will want to travel for business and for leisure. Video conferencing has taken off, as you mentioned earlier, but people will still want to meet in person. Most of us want to create new experiences and share them with our loved ones. So aviation will play a crucial role in connecting countries, connecting people, promoting tourism and trade, supporting economic growth. And as you are aware of the speeches by both PM and DPM, is a crucial component of our economy. Yeah. We have also seen how important air cargo is during this crisis in carrying essential supplies and medical supplies and food, etc. Now it is unclear how the market will recover and what kind of safety measures will be needed. But we already have internal teams thinking through what will be needed in the new norm, and both our long-term strategy and our recovery plans will allow us to prepare for this. Customer satisfaction plays a big role in our success, and we are already taking steps to keep in touch and communicate regularly with our customers. You might have seen the communications that we have sent out to our customers. We're not taking the loyalty of our customers for granted. We've revised our global waiver policy to offer bonus flights, credits, or refunds for those who prefer the option, and extended the validity proactively for our KrisFlyer and PPS statuses. And internal task force is also set up to use the downtime to review all aspects of our operations, and this is to ensure that we will be ready to ramp up services when the recovery comes. And we, of course, have taken steps to ensure the safety of both our customers and our crews when the operations resume. This might include modifications to our check-in procedures, ground and in-flight experiences, products and services, the way we clean our aircraft, etc. You would have heard over the news about the new requirement by SIAS to require all passengers on board to wear masks as well. So all these will provide additional layer of assurance to our customers, and all these will give us also the confidence that we can ride on the recovery from a position of strength.
Well, I'm a frequent flyer of SIA, and I can't just wait to fly to Australia to see my grandchildren, Mr. Goh. So
yes, and we can't wait to welcome you on board.
Lovely. The next question is, SIA embarked on a transformation program in May 2017. Mr. Goh, can you share with us more about its progress and whether there's any changes to this strategy?
Yeah, we have actually provided progressive reports and sharing the results of the transformation over the last 3 years. And it would be fair to say that the transformation program has borne good results in both financial and operational terms. We have had success in every area we aim for, from revenue generation, cost reduction, efficiency improvement, customer experience, digitalizations, etc. For example, we posted record highs in load factor, in revenue, in capacity, in this third quarter results that was announced for the October to December quarter. And in fact, that quarter we also registered one of the highest quarterly profits on our record. So this shows that we are on the right trajectory, and all these are a result of the transformation program. So despite COVID-19, we are not standing still. Transformation is an ongoing project. We'll continue to work hard to further strengthen our operational and financial capabilities.
Thank you. So the margins are quite thin generally, Mr. Goh. How will the competitive landscape change post-COVID-19?
Post-COVID-19 is likely to still remain competitive for the airline industry. Ours is a very highly competitive industry, as you're aware.
Yes.
How it will look like and how competitive it will be really depends on a few factors. For example, which airlines manage to find liquidity to survive and emerge as stronger players after the crisis, how long the global economic recovery will take, and what changes we'll see in terms of travel habits and value drivers of our customers. So for SIA, we are thankful to all our shareholders and look forward to their support for our rights issues, which answers the liquidity and financing question. We believe that the rights issue will provide us with the resources to capture opportunities for a position of strength as soon as the crisis resolves and air travel returns. We're looking very carefully and preparing for different scenarios, and we have detailed long-term strategies and recovery plans in place. SIA's global footprint, our talent, the internal talents that we have, the committed employee base, strong trusted brands, and all these will allow us to capture both the premium and budget segments of the market, and our loyal customer base will enable us to be competitive in the post-COVID landscape.
Well, my final question is, how will SIA support its investments in other airlines? For example, recently Virgin Australia collapsed. That is currently in voluntary administration. So, Mr. Goh, what will your strategy be for these airlines post-COVID-19? So
with regard to Virgin Australia, we have mentioned before that SIA Group has no requirement or obligation to provide capital to the airlines. We have been equity accounting for our share of losses in Virgin Australia, and as at 31st December 2019, our carrying value was zero, and we have no exposure to further losses incurred by Virgin Australia. We also have no outstanding loans to Virgin Australia. Our commitment to Vistara, as you're aware, Vistara is a joint venture airline set up in India. That is in relation to its firm aircraft orders. Our commitment is in relation to its firm aircraft orders, which will require capital. Broadly speaking, SIA will continue to work with our partners in key markets. Will harness the strength of the extensive combined network. So we have wide-ranging route joint ventures with airlines such as Lufthansa and New Zealand, and also our partnership with Virgin Australia and Vistara. We will continue to engage all this partnership to strengthen our competitive positions, and this will put us in good standing even in a post-COVID world.
Well, Mr. Goh, your team and you can be assured that SIAS and your shareholders will give all the support you need. And as Prime Minister said, we cannot afford to see SIA go down. We'll all work together to make sure SIA succeeds. And we are very proud of the flagship airlines. You know, it's our flagship airlines, and therefore we will be behind you all the way. Thank you for taking the questions, and we are grateful for the answers.
Thank you. Have a good day and stay safe.
Same to you. Thank you.